What's up, you guys? Adam here with Anabolic Climbing, and today it's blood work time. I've been on Anavar for probably 9 months right now, test for almost 7, and it's time to figure out how we doing. We healthy? Are things good? Can we keep pushing pedal to the metal, or is it time to pull back? So, if you like this kind of accountability, this kind of transparency, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, and now let's figure out how am I doing? So, I actually want to highlight one of our partners today, Anabolic Insights. They are a great friend of the channel. They have this awesome program where you can upload your existing labs and you can track all your stuff over time. And I want you to compare what I'm finding from LabCorp on my labs versus some of the stuff that they're using in their AI, which I'm a huge fan of. So let's take a look at the metabolic results. How's the kidneys looking with the BUN? According to LabCorp, everything's good. Creatinine, doing all right. EGFR, still in the normal range. We love that. I was actually tracking my BUN really closely because growth hormone has some diuretics, so that's going to put some more stress on the kidneys. So the fact that we're smack dab in the middle is good news. Sodium, not great, not terrible. Some of that could be GH related. It puts more of a emphasis on your potassium, so that's not to be surprising. Speaking of which, smack dab in the middle where we want. Chloride is good. CO2, we're like, not ideal. Calcium, protein, albumin, everything's looking great. Now let's get into the stuff that's a little bit more important. So AST, LST, that is our liver markers. So if you guys remember, I always am mindful of how we're looking on the liver because of the Anavar. AST, looking okay at 28. ALT, 41. So they're saying moderately high is starting at 45. Put a pin in that. As far as cholesterol, killing it. Triglycerides, good. HDL. If you remember correctly, and I doubt that you would, my HDL was actually over 50 when we started this back in November, and we are gradually tanking it, and part of that's the Masteron, part of that's the Anavar, but this was one of the main markers, along with ApoB, that I'm really using as a diagnostic to figure out if things are okay or not. VLDL looking okay. LDL down at 90. Really stoked about this. When I was natty, I was up in the 120s really for the last couple of years. Ezetimibe was great in pushing this back down. Really good news. Let's get into A1C. So still at 5.4. This is great. This is one of the markers that I check for because the growth hormone is going to drive IGF-1. That's going to drive my A1C. And, you know, thankfully, after leveraging retatrutide, we were able to come back down from 5.6 down to 5.4. So, going to keep... Actually, that's not true. I'm probably going to get a little bit more carbs in me until Thanksgiving, and then I'll start working on my A1C again. But, you know, we're in a healthy range. Not in pre-diabetic range. This is good news. ApoB, where we want to be, we're in the green. So according to LabCorp, we're good to go, can keep putting pedal to the metal. Let's keep going. The wheels haven't fallen off yet. And now I kind of want to compare and contrast this with our friends over at Anabolic Insights. I've actually uploaded all of my labs from the last 5 years in here. And yeah, basically within like 5 to 10 minutes, everything pops up and you can check by optimal, by things I should monitor, what's high, what's low, what are the most important things. And we're seeing our AST is in range, we're seeing our ApoB is in range, LDL, cortisol, creatinine, everything is looking okay, but what's not in range? What are the things that we should monitor? What's high, what's low? Free test doesn't matter, that's an old test. ALT. So remember how we said earlier that this was still in the normal range? Well, if we're taking a look here, they put the cutoff a little bit lower. And honestly, that might be, if I'm just looking at LabCorp, I might ignore that. I might say to myself, no big deal. We're still good to go. We're good to keep pushing. But I've been on orals now for 9 months, and even though my AST is looking okay, I'm looking at this as like a check engine light marker. You know what I mean? Let's take a look at white blood cell count. High inflammatory signaling, which isn't a surprise. I'm on 400 plus milligrams of anabolics a week. Not surprised that there is some higher inflammation. This is to be expected. Cholesterol, I think I'm low at this point. I think I tanked it super heavy, and that's largely because of the ezetimibe. Yeah, that makes sense. We basically overshot. That's the ezetimibe. No big deal. CRP is always high. CO2 is high. Glucose, T3 is low. Hematocrit, 49.7. This is the current range. So I am about to cross over the top, and one of the reasons that I'm kind of always watching my hematocrit is I have a higher risk for blood clots. So when the red blood cell count starts to really climb up a little bit, that's kind of a time where it's definitely a marker to donate some blood, which is on my list of things to do tomorrow. And lastly, okay, everything else is good. So the short answer is HDL is getting super, super low. Red blood cell count getting pretty darn high. And liver markers on ALT are starting to flash signs. So what am I doing about it? I'm kind of at a crossroads. I could very easily keep pushing for the next couple of weeks and then take my foot off the gas. But, you know, between the inflammation, between some of my markers kind of blaring a little bit like the check engine light's coming on, and honestly the fact that I'm really tired, I think it's time to actually do a proper health phase of at least 2 months. I want to get my liver markers feeling better. I want my HDL to be a bit higher. And I want to donate some blood. And also, I was talking to my coach today. And we were sort of like going back over the progress from the last couple of months. And for a guy that's been climbing for 6 years to jump 2 grades, to basically double my squat, my deadlift, and my weighted pull-ups in like 6 or 7 months, I probably did about 7 months worth of 2 years worth of progress in 7 months. So it's time. It's time to take a breather, relax a bit, drop down to TRT levels, either 200 milligrams a week or 150. Start eating the NAC, the omega-3 fish oils, and the TUDCA like it's going out of style. Get my liver markers back up and take care of myself. Because part of this channel is really about responsibility and using all the tools at my disposal to make the best choices for this kind of lifestyle. And, you know, I appreciate immensely the folks over at Anabolic Insights for giving me better reference ranges or other reference ranges to consider, because Americans are unhealthy as shit, just to call it like it is. I don't want my liver enzymes to be like hovering into what a dude pounding alcohol on a regular basis is. And while I could probably endure some more risk, I turned 40 in a couple months, guys. It's better to be safe than sorry. I've got there's no shortage of time to do orals. So let's get healthy and then like get back into it. Let's take some time to just sort of reduce some of the systemic inflammation, to take a breather, to come back more mentally and physically. And then we can see what kind of push we have, having had 7 months of experience to sort of dial things in for the next phase. And I think that's what's going to happen. So the health phase officially kicks off now. The reason I didn't before was really just because I was having skin irritation from the Masteron. not because my blood work said it was time. And now the blood work, in my opinion, is clear enough. If I were 20, I'd push through it. Being 40, I'm ready to be a bit more conservative. So that's what it's going to be. It's officially time for the health phase. I'll be documenting how much changes I see in the body comp, how much changes I see in the gym. And yeah, going to take a little bit of time to just sort of relax. I'm still going to climb, just not as hard. I'm still going to train, just not as hard. Going to get healthier and then get back to it. So probably in mid to late November after Thanksgiving, going to start putting our foot back on the gas and see what we could do after having some time to clean out. Anyway, if you guys want if you guys want to save some money on your lab work with Anabolic Insights, please click the link below or use code climbing at checkout. You can get up to 70% off your labs from the price of your doctor. Or if you just want to do what I did and upload some of your existing labs and track some of your stuff over time, it's an awesome tool. Can't recommend it enough. And, natty or not, lab work is good style, and you should absolutely do that no matter your age. If you're on the gear, you have no excuse. If you're not, it's good to have really good data to find out what you look like when you're healthy, especially if you're trying to figure out any genetic predispositions that you need to watch out for. But appreciate you guys checking in. I know this stuff is a little bit dry if you're not into this or it's not your lab work, but really just want to set the precedent of what it looks like to have good habits, climbing and being on gear. So with that in mind, I'm going to hit you guys with a front double on the way out. I don't think my dog wants to say hi, even though she is the absolute cutest, but I appreciate you guys immensely. I'm Adam with Anabolic Climbing. Wishing you guys happy sending, stay healthy out there, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.